Title, top 15 scenes, and then quotations. Danielle appreciation video.
That's pretty much all it is.
You ready?
Yes, let me close Twitter so I can stop looking at Chloe stuff. Okay.
Okay. Hello, beautiful people of the internet. It's Izzy here, and I promised you guys that I would give my top 10 scenes of season 3, excuse me, like I did the last 2 seasons, but I thought I'd do a little spin on it. Robyn's here. As you guys can see, I am not alone. And we're going to do our top 15 scenes of season 3 because we couldn't do just 10.
It was really hard. It was hard even stopping at 15. We also have an honorable mention scene.
Yes, we have an honorable mention scene. So I just thought it'd be so much fun and we'll do it. We haven't done a video in a really long time. Because
No,
we've done those like the Zoom sessions or whatever. So you just want to go straight into it. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna list off the scene and then kind of talk about it, I guess. And then I can put a clip in from the scene to kind of give you guys an idea of what scene we're talking about, or if there's like a specific part of that scene that we really liked. So do you want to go first?
And also it'll be kind of fun because we didn't talk to each other about our lists. I mean, we didn't say like where it was going to be in the list and like what scene it was and stuff like that. So it'll be kind of interesting to see like how similar our lists are going to be.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do from 15 to 1. I want to leave our number 1 for last. We both know our number 1s already because we've kind of had this the entire season. This has always been like our number 1 scene. But what'd you say, Robyn? Sorry.
We start with our honorable mention.
No, we can do that last.
Okay.
So let's just do our list first, and then we can do an honorable mention. I have 2 honorable mentions.
We're allowed to pick 2 honorable mentions?
We can pick more than 1.
I didn't know that. Okay, I'll see if there's another one I can think of.
Okay. So you want to go first? Guest on my channel, go first.
Okay, so my number 15 is the scene in 310 with the Banshee when Hope and Jed and the Banshee are in the gym, and Jed's been like possessed by the Banshee so that the Banshee could actually speak, and Hope was asking like the question like who's gonna die, or like, you know, when it's just like the 3 of them in the gym and the Banshee's like, ask the question that you really want to ask.
This is not the question that troubles you. Well, go on, little girl. Ask what you really wish to know.
Yeah.
I love that scene.
That's such a good scene. What made you like that so much?
I don't know. I just really liked, first off, the Banshee. Like, I love the idea of the Banshee. Like, you know me, I love the monsters, and a Banshee was one of the monsters that I did want to see on top of the Wendigo. Mm-hmm. But that's not actually in my my like top list or whatever. But the Banshee is definitely one of them, and I really love the idea of like how it wasn't your typical Banshee. It was like the one that was a mother mourning a child, which fit really well.
I love that
situation.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm sorry, but Ben just killed this scene. Like, he was just amazing in it.
He did incredible. Yeah, no, I agree. That's a good scene. I completely forgot about that one. Shout out to Ben. You did great.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. I guess I'll do my number 15. My number 15 is Josie and Finch's talk in 306 at the end, where she was telling her that she emancipated herself.
And you know what the hardest part was? Feeling guilty that I was the one who got out.
I don't know why I really like that scene. I think it just like kind of started their relationship, and it showed that they're not going to tell secrets between each other, or they're not going to keep secrets between each other. And I think that's a key to a really successful relationship.
But
So
also, like, Finch is so vulnerable in that scene too, and you really get an insight into like who she is. Like, that's the first scene that you really learn a little bit more about her, and like you see the vulnerable side of her.
and I
Which,
didn't see it coming. I didn't think that
no,
was going to be her story. And I was like, wow, that's a really good thing to put in a show. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
because it's a real life issue.
yeah. I mean, it's like having this character. I mean, I know we have Landon as far as like foster care and stuff, but touching on a character who had to go through the process of emancipating herself is like a huge deal, because that is not an easy feat, and that is not an easy life, especially at 14. Like, she did it at 14.
Yeah.
That was what, 2 years after she activated her curse,
Yeah.
and she worked and went to
Thought she was
school
alone.
and alone.
Yeah.
Like, I
Yeah.
mean, she's so much stronger than a lot of people give her credit for, and such a powerful, and I don't mean powerful as in like just because she's a wolf, but just to the fact that she could have so easily gone down a different path
Mhm.
because of the hand that she was dealt in life, and she didn't.
Yeah.
That's a great scene. Yeah.
All right, you're number 14.
um this is probably not going to come as a surprise, but I loved when Gumball showed up and Lizzie was just like, oh, he's so cute. And I was just thinking, like, same. So when Lizzie was gushing over Gumball, I love that scene.
What is it?
I don't know, but I want one.
Well, that's a I wasn't gonna expect that for your top 15. But okay. I think. No, I feel weird. Okay, anyways. Number 14 for me was Cleo and Hope after Cleo stabbed her in 312.
Perhaps I would tell you once you revive, because I'm not destroying you, Hope. I am merely forcing you to live up to your potential.
First of all, Amona did amazing. Her acting in that scene was incredible. I think that's what made me like it so much. And the dynamic between her and Danielle was one of my favorites this season. And we kind of learn her motive throughout this entire scene of why she did everything she did.
Yeah.
Not necessarily why she did it, because we learned that the next episode with her whole family and everything.
Yeah.
But I think it's just Simona's acting that kind of put this scene on this list for me.
Yeah, and I had always kind of seen her as an anti-hero. Like, that I always saw her as kind of like the anti-hero, the villain, not necessarily a villain, but like I said, anti-hero.
Mm.
And this scene obviously just proved that for me. And even though she stabbed my favorite, I still really like Cleo as a character, because I really think that like, I mean, if you think about like what she has gone through as well, being taken from her family and being raised by a monster, and like, so you can kind of understand her process in this. Also, she's been trapped in a box for like how many years, right? So like,
yeah,
her interaction with people is not exactly
the best,
spot on either. And then also the fact that like, her powers are literally to inspire someone, and so like, I don't know, can she necessarily trust like people around her in a sense, because of the fact that she's been used for her powers.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
And I actually was going to put that on my list, and then I didn't, because there's just other scenes that I just liked a little bit more, but that one is definitely a really good one.
Yeah, I really love Cleo this season, and it's so happy we can say now Amona was up to series regular for season 4. So we're definitely going to see more of Cleo in season 4, which I'm really excited for. I fucking love her character, and I can't wait. I'm excited.
Me too.
All right.
Number 13, which this probably should get a little bit higher, but the scene, it's not necessarily the scene itself, but it's the phenomenal acting in the scene that it has to have a place on my list. So it was kind of a double-edged sword for me to put this here in this spot because it probably should have gotten higher, but I didn't want it to be higher because it still makes me cry to this day, but it's the Hope and quote unquote Landon breakup.
Anyone else can believe that, but not us. Because I went through hell to find you. And I would do it all over again if
I
needed
can't
to.
let you do that.
Okay.
I know you probably have this on your list too, but for me, it's number 13.
Mine's a little high.
Yeah, I know yours is a little higher, and I toyed with this one a lot because, like I said, it is a beautiful scene. It is the acting in it is phenomenal. It's just, my heart hurts every time I watch it.
Oh, I haven't watched it. I haven't. The last time I watched it when I watched it with Ryan, which was like a couple weeks after that episode aired, and I have not watched that scene since.
See, and that's what I mean, is it's so painful.
Yeah.
It's hard to place it higher on my list simply because it's so painful, but it's also hard not to put it on my list because the acting in it is so phenomenal.
Oh my God, Danielle did such an incredible job. Shout out to Arya too. Arya did great, but like Danielle in that scene,
Yeah.
like she broke my heart.
I love that scene. I love and Danielle does love the angsty scene. She loves the emotional stuff. So like she gave it her all in this episode. And like, I mean, her and Arya probably, like, I'm not going to say they had fun with this episode, but it really helped. Like they really stretched
As an actor.
Yeah, as an actor, and it like to be able to make someone feel that way through the screen and elicit these responses in people. I mean, like, oh, Danielle, like, seriously, I
don't. Okay, Arya Shagasemi, I don't know how you didn't break down when she looks at you with like just tears in her eyes.
But this scene
breaks my heart.
Yeah, this scene is very much equal to the bench scene in 202 for me.
Oh wow.
Because that scene, you know how that scene breaks me.
Mm-hmm.
And like I can't even listen to Take Me Home without fucking bawling my eyes out. So
yeah, I mean, oh my God, that's a good scene.
This scene, like it really drives home for me because it is so it hits just as hard as the 202 scene for me. So it's like it's so painful and so like I just
the sigh for me. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, by the way, we can kind of push that in. We can put this in there. Go vote for Hope and Landon. There's a poll on Twitter. It's all over our Twitter. You'll find it. They're in their poll like most best couple or something couple that you want to get back together. And Hope and Landon have won the last 2 rounds.
I think that they were just under first place in the first round, and then they won the first round and the second round.
Okay. But go vote. Let's show that we want to get Hope and Landon back together. Anyways, continue.
Your 13.
My 13? My 13 is I haven't had a Hope and Landon scene yet. Anyways, we'll get to them. Number 13 is when Finch remembers her grandfather.
You just made me remember that I killed the only person who ever cared about me. What kind of monster are you?
I don't know why, but when I think of Finch, this scene comes to mind. I feel like we kind of see her in a vulnerable light for the first time because she's kind of given off this tough girl exterior in a way for certain people. Because we always thought, oh, she's a girl with anger issues. But then we learned that she's a wolf. And it's basically like she's a wolf who, you know, hasn't had the proper people around her to show her how to control who she is. Yeah. And she kind of blocked out that part of her life where she remembered who did this to her, how she became a werewolf. And I don't know what it was. It might have been Courtney's acting or something, but this scene always brings tears to my eyes. I don't cry, but it always makes me emotional when I watch it. And I feel like it just showed Finch more as a character who has a story rather than a character just being there, which we've kind of seen for a few characters over the last couple seasons. And I just really want Finch to work out, because she's become quite a bit one of my favorite characters of season 3. So, but yeah.
I agree. I really love Finch too. I don't have any Finch scenes on my list, but I do really like Finch as a character. Like I do think that and I really think that she's good rep for a lot of people too. So, and I did say this in our podcast episode about Finch that we released yesterday. So
go check it out.
Yeah. Okay, my number 12 is I love this scene so much. And again, it's a lot has to do with the acting, but it's Hope and GOLEM LANDON'S fight in 312.
Oh, that's a good one. I almost put that on my list, but I didn't. That's a good one.
Don't get up. I'll come down.
The flip that, like the change in Arya's attitude between when CLEO activated the golem side of him or whatever, and then like down to like the way that Hope stalked around the tree.
Yeah.
And then when she flipped up and she was like, "Who are you?" And then she like flew down and pinned him, like that whole sequence. Kudos, first of all, to the stunt coordinator and like the fight sequence person, because that was beautifully done. Like it was beautifully shot, beautifully done. The stunts were amazing. Like kudos to the stunt. I think Julia is Danielle's stunt double. Tyson, I want to say, I think it's Tyson or Tyrone is Arya's. And I mean, like it was such a beautiful scene, and I loved seeing that like quote unquote side of Landon, even though we wouldn't actually see that side of Landon. But just like that must have been so much fun.
312 was just a great episode.
It honestly was. It was such a good episode.
Yeah.
And I just loved, like, Arya really showed his capabilities in that episode, because he switched from one Landon to another, basically, like, you know, and it was so well done. And then Hope went from like, you know, him being the one person I could never fight to actually fighting him, and it was just so beautifully done. Like yeah.
Oh, yeah, like I said, I almost put that on my list. I have a lot of scenes from 312, and I was debating whether or not to put that on my list, but I was like, there's more scenes in 312 that I'd rather put on there than did that one, but that's a really good one too. My number 12 is, I feel like this is this episode is very forgotten, but I love 302, which was Ralph's episode. And one of my favorite scenes in that episode was when he was sent off to the prison world or whatever, when they all gathered around. That made me emotional. I don't know why, because Ralph wasn't one of my favorite characters. I think it was mostly because of his relationship with Landon, and I knew how it was going to affect Landon.
Yeah.
But that was just like, I think it was a great way to send off his character. And it kind of showed that, you know, he did have a family there, and that's all really Ralph wanted, was a family. And bringing his parents in was kind of the punch that made me like ball back. So
you can really tell it was like pre-COVID, because of everyone standing in the same room together and giving hugs and stuff like that. And it's just like, oh, that's pre-COVID filming right there.
But yeah, that's my number 12.
I like that. That was a good episode. Yeah. My number 11 is a dock scene, and it's when Hope was like, always has been, forever will be. I love that she used always and forever in this context. Like when Gollum Lennon is like, sounds like doing whatever you can for a loved one is like a Michelson thing.
That was the end of 308, right?
Yeah, like
Yeah,
right
yeah.
before, yeah. And she was just like, always has been, forever will be.
Sounds like risking everything for the people you love is a classic Michelson move.
Always has been. Forever will be.
And it was just like, I just loved, like, first off, the whole scene was beautiful with like the white background and them sitting on the dock, and like just that whole thing. And then her saying that, it just really solidified a lot of things for me, because the fact that they've been kind of like cautiously putting in this always and forever into since like 301,
Yeah.
between in Handon's relationship, it just like her saying this, just like it was just like, I mean, always and forever is a Michelson thing, and she's using it towards Landon, which is just beautiful. Like it just goes to show like
She loves him.
how deeply she loves him and how much she feels like he is family already.
Yeah.
So like I loved that scene. I loved the quote. I'm all about words. I fucking love words. I love quotes. So like anything that's like meaningful like that, I'm a sucker for.
No, I agree. That's a really good scene. I completely forgot about that one until you mentioned it, but that's when I was having issues with this list, was because I knew there was gonna be scenes that you said that you remember that I'd be like, oh fuck, that should have been on the list. You know what I mean?
It was funny because we were both thinking of one scene. Now we haven't said it yet, but I was writing it down as you were also like, oh, I forgot about this scene.
I was looking at so I have all the episodes on YouTube, and I was looking at the list to remember, because I remember scenes from episodes if I look at the episode list. And I saw this episode, I was like, holy shit, I don't have anything from this episode. And it was a good episode too. And at the same time, Robin was like, oh, wait. And we were like, I was like, wait, what episode are you talking about? And she said it, and I was like, how? Are we the same person? She literally goes, our minds are connected.
That's what it was. It literally was that. Is that we literally thought exactly, we both said at the exact same time, oh, wait. Like it was just.
Oh my god. Okay. Is it my turn?
Yeah.
What, 11?
Yeah, we're at 11.
Okay, so after this one, I promise there'll be more Hope and Landon scenes. But my number 11 is Finch and Josie's first kiss in 312.
Good.
I have no explanation why, but it's just that we waited 7 episodes for it and we finally got it.
Oh yeah.
And it was she literally got sparks.
Yeah.
Sparks after they kissed.
That's right. That I wanted to put that scene on. I did. I love Finch, but there's other scenes I love more, so I couldn't put it on there. But it was a beautiful first kiss. They waited the 7 episodes. I loved that there was no secrets between them, and yeah.
I thought they were going to kiss in 307, which I'm really happy they did not, because it was 2 episodes after they met, and it just shows that they weren't going to rush this relationship, because they've always rushed Josie's relationships, and I'll be the first person to say that. I just feel like she hasn't had a steady relationship. I think the most steady relationship she had was with Landon.
Yeah.
As weird as that sounds. But I love that they are making this relationship healthy.
Yeah.
And happy. And hopefully it lasts. And that first kiss was just a beautiful first kiss. So
yeah. With the sparks and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. And where she's like, does that happen every time you kiss a girl? No, it's never happened before. Because it hasn't.
No.
It just shows how much Josie really likes her.
Yeah.
And to bring up, I just want to talk about Fincy for a second. In 311, where it was a scene between Finch and Lizzie where they were talking after she showed the memories of her grandpa. Finch goes, I really like Josie. Who said that about Josie? Nobody. Nobody's really said to her, oh, I like you. You know what I mean? And mean it in a way that she's not used to. She's not used to hearing.
We didn't see the prior to the Posey relationship. We saw.
I'm sure Penelope did say it.
But like, and Penelope did do things that she thought were benefiting Josie in a way, only just not in a way that obviously Josie understood, I guess, or that even Penelope even knew what she was doing. Like, it was just like a very volatile kind of like, neither one really knew. Like, Penelope obviously knew about the merge, and that was obviously like, that fucked with her, right? And then the fact that she had to keep that from Josie, like, it was just like this whole, so yeah, with Finzi going into this from the beginning, and now I know that Josie hasn't told Finch about the merge, which is like a whole other can of worms to open. But the thing is like, they're only just in a relationship, and Finch only just found out that these things exist. So I'm sure at some point Josie will mention it.
And it's like bringing up that conversation between her and Josie. And was it the finale or was it 315? Where they're in the front of the, I think it was the finale. Was it the finale?
Yeah.
Where they're in front of the fireplace, and Finch says what she needed to hear, that she wasn't going to get rid of her that easily, because everyone that Josie has fallen for
has walked away. Yeah.
Whether it was to go to Belgium
or has returned the same feelings.
Yeah. Go to Belgium or to leave. I don't even know where Jade went. Rafael left, and then Landon with the whole memory thing with Hope. It's all different scenarios that Josie's kind of, and she even said it, that she doesn't know why she doesn't have a love life, why she can't keep a love life. And then Finch says, you're not going to scare me away that easily, or something, whatever she said. Josie needed to hear that. And I feel like
but also there was that part,
Finch.
There was that part where Josie in 311 was talking to herself as Dark Josie, like the subconscious, like the crystal. And Dark Josie had literally said, you have to embrace who you are in order to have a happy relationship. And so, and that was towards Finch, because like, she wasn't fully embracing who she was. And so it was causing this kind of like strife between her and Finch, because she felt like she was in two different worlds.
That's why I'm kind of glad that Finch is supernatural.
Yeah.
I would have loved Josie to been in a human relationship. Like, I wouldn't have hated, but I knew that there would be secrets that she could not tell.
Yeah.
And secrets just seem to always ruin everything. So when I found out that, I always knew, Robyn can say this too, I always knew that she was a werewolf. But I didn't think she was going to go to the school. But yeah,
anyways, it's just the build up to Finzi. It was really, I think, was really good.
We just had to talk about that for a little bit. Just okay.
Number 10 is Wolf Hope fighting the Skull Guy.
You just gave me a weapon, buddy.
Because we don't get
is that after that's when she goes to save CLEO? Yes, okay.
That's in the Banshee episode as well.
Yeah.
But we don't really get to see Wolf Hope too much. And just the fact that we get to kind of see her and she attacks this Skull Guy, and then, when he like throws her back, and then she changes, like really shifts like really quickly into herself. And like, that whole transition and that whole scene, and Danielle looked beautiful. And like, okay, wolves are my spirit animals. Like I have loved wolves since I could, freaking breathe. I think like, it just, that, me, I love wolves. And so Wolf Hope is one of my favorite things to see. So I mean, having Wolf Hope in, like, even like the flash of her eyes and stuff, but having Wolf Hope in the episode itself, I just loved.
That was good. That was a good scene too. Because you're right, we don't get to see Wolf Hope very much, and whenever we do, I love it. My number 10 is Robin loves this scene. I didn't know how high I wanted to put this scene, but then I made a list and I was like, okay, it has to be, it's top 10. So there's that. But it's Hope and Landon's nose kiss in 304.
Okay, first of all, you only know that because I forced you to watch the Star Wars movies. And second, there are 2 more good sequels that I'm not going to die before you see them. I promise.
Can we save discussing that one for when it comes up on my list?
Yeah, we can just, never mind. We discussed my number, you know what, on there, so.
Okay, let's discuss it right now.
I don't think it was scripted, first of all.
Everyone who knows me knows how I feel about this scene.
It's your fucking profile picture right now, guys.
Yeah, it's my profile picture. I honestly, if I'm having a bad day, like Alex and Fur and Iz and that will like put this scene up in the chat for me, and just spam an entire thread of just this one scene, and it'll make me feel better because it's literally my, like, I will die over this. This scene owns me.
As you can see, I love this scene, don't get me wrong. But Robin's a little bit more passionate about it.
I bow down to this scene. This scene is my god.
I just love I love the conversation between them two in this scene. The whole Star Wars thing, where she's basically like, he's the one that dies, or he dies, doesn't he? He's like, you only know that because I forced you to watch the movies.
Yeah,
and then
and the way that she like, okay, his hands on her cheeks, and the way that her hand is on his wrist, and like her face. I just,
guys, let her breathe for a second. Let her gather her thoughts. Her mind is all over the place.
I love this scene.
No, like I said, my favorite part, I love the nose kiss, don't get me wrong, but my favorite part about it is the conversation between them two.
Yeah.
It just shows them as a couple, as a regular couple, in a moment like this where they're talking about watching Star Wars.
Yeah.
I
don't feel it was scripted either. Like, I do feel like it wasn't a scripted moment.
I think it was all Aria.
Well, I mean, I think that with COVID and everything, because it was filmed afterwards, I think that they had to obviously discuss it. So it would have been between Aria and Danielle.
Yeah.
But like, I also selfishly feel like this was solely for me. Because
they're like, okay, we need to give Robin something to enjoy.
Because
kiss me on the nose.
Because I have written so many fan fictions before this episode comes out, and I swear to God, in every single one, on like every third page, there's a fucking nose kiss.
Yeah.
And I made a doc about all of the things in my stories that have happened in season 3 before season 3 aired, things that I've written before season 3 aired that literally happened in season 3. It makes me feel like this nose kiss was my payment. And I'm okay with that.
Is it enough? Is it enough of a payment?
I'm okay with that because I love, you know what? Can I have a forehead kiss? Another forehead kiss? Another nose kiss? Just tell me if it was scripted. I just want to know if it was scripted. I'm gonna ask Danielle.
We already plan on doing so.
No, I know. I know we said no handed questions, but that's the one question I need to ask. I have to ask that.
We literally were discussing it. We were on Zoom, weren't we? And we're like,
we were on Zoom, and then we brought it.
Like one-handed question, what would it be? And I was like, the nose kiss.
And then we brought it into chat, to Naj, and she was like, what kind of dumb question is that? Of course we're gonna ask it.
We really did not want to ask her Hope and Landon questions, but like we have to ask her
that one question.
That one question. We just gotta be like, Danielle, was the nose kiss scripted? And if she doesn't answer, fine, whatever. But anyways. Okay, I'm emotional. All right.
Okay, number 9. Now this probably should have placed higher.
Oh God. Okay.
Because I do love this scene. It is a staple hand-in scene, and I know with other hand-ins it probably is like top 3. However, I have other scenes that I love more, even though I love this scene a lot. But it is Our Reality is Better Than Any Fantasy, aka the sex scene.
It's nice to indulge in the fantasy for a second, right?
Our reality is better than any fantasy.
It's the candles and like the dance and that line specifically. Like I said, I'm a sucker for words. So like, our reality is better than any fantasy. It's just like, we see you, Hope. We see you, Brett. Thanks for writing that line in. We get it.
We understand.
So so that scene is number 9 for me.
I will say the sex scene is not on my list. It was a great scene, don't get me wrong. But it didn't make it up there. But no, that line is probably one of my favorite parts. And the fact that they danced. I love that they danced.
And she was just like, this reminds me of, like this reminds me of before or whatever. And it was so beautiful. It was beautiful with the lights and the candles and
Landon went full out.
He did. Kind of reminds me of when Landon proposed in Stealing Bases, but just saying.
Check off that list. Okay, my number 9 is when Little Hope and Big Hope meet in the Star Wars episode.
Yeah.
Who are you?
It's a dream come true for me.
Yeah, just the fact that Summer was there.
Yeah, and I did not see it coming. When
she dropped, it's the scene when she drops down the grate, right?
Yeah,
and then,
it's the one when Hope like looks at her and Hope is like, "Who are you?" And she goes, "I'm Hope Marshall." And then it hits Hope that this is her.
Yeah.
She's seeing herself. And it's like, I wanted a scene where Little Hope and Big Hope meet.
Yes.
And it happened. And I was freaking the fuck out when it happened. I was like, is this happening? Because I remember I live reacted to this episode. And I was getting messages from the group chat. I guess I was behind or whatever with the episode. And I saw somebody go, "Summer's here." I said, "Excuse me?" What?
I think I said that, and then you were responding to me. You were just like, I was like, oh shit.
I was like, oh my gosh. And when she came, and I was like, this is a dream come true. Like, this is everything.
But can I also say, I low-key predicted that too.
Oh my gosh.
How? Because no, but listen, in my Are We Worthy story, I literally had Hope in like a dreamscape or a like a test or whatever, where her guide was her younger self.
Are you sure you're not a fucking writer?
You know I'm not.
I know you're not, but like, oh my god. But yes, that's my number 9.
That's a good scene. I love that Summer was there.
Yeah.
My number 8. I feel like 10 and above was really hard to decide because there's so many good scenes, and it was like I feel like some of these scenes should be higher, but then the ones that I did put higher, I just really love, and so I feel bad that this is. I feel like this is so low, even though it's not.
Yeah.
but it's the fire kiss.
In the flesh? Somehow.
Prove it.
Wow, that is kind of,
Right? It feels low, but it's not low, but it feels low.
yeah.
But like,
Guys, it's not low, but it feels it. It's not, but it feels it.
yeah. But yeah, the fire kiss is my number 8, and I love that kiss. I mean, I think I ordered a poster of that kiss,
Mm-hmm.
but I love the scene and I love the whole prove it thing. But it's just there was other scenes that I liked more, I guess.
That was a really good kiss.
I mean, can we just like talk about the aesthetics of hand and kisses?
Top tier.
Because like they just go all out. Like you could have just a kiss, right? Like if you think about some of the kisses that have been in the show, minus the Finzi kiss, because the aesthetics of that were beautiful as well. But if you think about some of the other kisses,
we can use Jade and JOSIE'S as an example.
Yeah, exactly. Those kisses, there was really no aesthetic behind the 2 kisses that they got. Like there was no the you know, and but then you think about like Hope and Landon's first, literally every Hope and Landon kiss, if you think about it. Like you got the bus stop kiss, you got the very first kiss, you got the fire kiss, you got other kisses I'm not gonna say because there might be on your list.
Bathtub kiss.
Talk about
the flying
kiss. The flying kiss. The like look at all the kisses that we got. The bathtub kiss. Like the aesthetics behind the blocking they have to do, the way that they have to figure out the lighting, like all of that stuff. Even you from, I'm not even a filmmaker, but you from the filmmaker side, from the director's side, like that's not an easy feat.
It's cinematically beautiful.
Yeah, and it takes a lot of work.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to the crew of Legacies, because you guys do amazing, especially working during a pandemic. It's just props to you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
My number 8, this is kind of because of words in the scene, but it's Landon's "I Was Made to Love You" in 312.
Oh yeah.
Do you love me?
Of course I do. With every fiber of my being, it's like I was made to love you.
Oh, when Hope is just like, "Do you love me?
Do you love
and
me?"
It broke my heart when she asked that.
He goes, "Of course I do."
It's like I was made to love you.
It was like, it's like I was made to love you. He goes, "Of course I do, with every fiber of my being. It's like I was made to love you." That just like, and to think, this is Hope's version of Landon.
Yeah.
This is what she sees in her mind.
Yeah.
She can truly see that he loves her.
Yeah.
And it just shows that she doesn't believe that they're not destined to be together.
Yeah. Like
I was made to love you.
I know your favorite part of that scene was his line, but my favorite part is her line. Mm-hmm. Her, do you love me?
No, because Danielle's voice when she said that line, though,
like cracked, and
she just looks. She goes, "Do you love me?" And it's like
the way she delivered it. Seriously, there is not enough praise for this girl. No. This girl does not have enough praise. Honestly, like Danielle is amazing. Aria is amazing, but Danielle, like, oh my god, just
Danielle,
acting skills are phenomenal.
If for some reason you're seeing this video, we love you. You're incredibly talented.
Yeah.
Keep doing what you're doing because you are a star.
Yeah.
And I literally love watching you perform. So
yeah, me too.
But yeah.
Anyway. I mean, any scene. Like, I mean, it just goes to show how much we appreciate her
as an actress.
Her as an actress. If Hand-ins as a collective love the breakup scene. Yeah. Not because it's a breakup scene, but because Danielle and Aria are phenomenal in it. Exactly. That is how you know that you are that good.
Yeah.
Because you made a scene like that lovable simply because you are just incredible.
Yeah. And that like scenes from previous season, like the 201 scene between, or the two, was it 201? No, 202 scene between her and Alaric in the office.
Yeah.
The bench scene.
The bench scene.
The scene in 107 with her and Alaric in the office.
Oh yeah.
That one. And then 113 when Landon died.
Yeah. We're gonna get the parallel to that. I just know.
Okay. Anyways, we don't make me sad. Okay.
Okay. Number 7. Now you're probably gonna be surprised at this, but I did really, really love this scene. It is Lizzie and Hope movie night hug scene.
What movie are we watching?
Gremlins.
Yep. Landon is back all right.
Okay. That's when the skull person was in the tree, right? Yeah. That's a good scene.
I love that scene. I love that, like, just like Hope kind of went to kind of make up with her friendship with Lizzie, and like they were joking about Landon's choice of movie and, you know, it being Gremlins, and I just really love that scene. Like that scene really showed the friendship that had blossomed in season 2 that was kind of missing in the first few episodes of season 3, and I love that they kind of brought that back because I just really loved that scene. Like I love Hope and Lizzie.
And I was gonna agree. Hope and Lizzie, they're one of my favorite friendships of the entire show. But even the funny thing about Hope and Lizzie is when they fight, you still can't help but not love them.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter what status their friendship is at. It's like, oh, we know that they're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's a good one.
It helps. I mean, I fucking love Lizzie too. Like Lizzie is top 3 character.
Yeah.
You know. But like, yeah, her and Hope are just, I just love them.
Yeah. No, that's a good scene. I agree with that one. My number 7 is the scene that Robin and I were talking about that we kind of thought of at the same time. My number 7 is when Hope sings to Landon in 303.
But I think I'd rather lose you than have never held your hand.
Again, I love this scene, but it's solely because of Danielle. And I just love that she was able to go out of her comfort zone for this scene.
Yeah.
And the fact that she kind of pitched this idea.
Yeah.
And it's like, come on. And she has such a beautiful voice. And it just makes me smile when I think about it.
I swear to God, I've listened to that song nonstop since she sang it. Like, I think I listen to it at least once a day.
It's so good.
Now, this scene is a little bit higher for me, but I do love the scene. Like, just the fact that Danielle did this for us. Like, she didn't have to. Hope didn't have to sing. And the fact that Danielle was like, you know, the only way that I could see it happening is if I was singing a love song to Landon. And I was just like, oh, my heart. Like,
she did.
And she did. And even though she's so nervous with singing, and I remember that interview she did where she was just like, I was like a sweaty mess. And I had, you know, Ari had to keep picking me up and I had to keep apologizing to him because I was just so nervous. And I was just like, oh my God. I remember like during the hiatus because she had that interview beforehand. And then we learned about the musical episode, and I'm thinking, oh my God, Hope's gonna sing. Hope, she has to sing. I really hope she sings.
Yeah.
And we were trying to like figure out if she was gonna sing. And I remember like when we had Elijah on the podcast, he had said that he had heard Danielle singing, but only like in the hallways. And we're trying to like connect the dots, going, oh, does that mean that she sings on stage?
Yeah.
Even though Wade wasn't there, you know, during that performance or anything, it was just like we just so badly wanted Danielle to sing. Like and then they released the list and there was a song by Danielle and we like just blew up. Okay, that video of her singing that song when Carla posted it, like she posted just the song, and that hit like how many views in less than a week? Like,
it was a lot.
Skyrocketed.
Yeah. And
I mean,
Danielle did amazing.
Yeah.
She like natural born star. Like she's just
Yeah.
I feel like
She's
this is just
literally like talented all around.
Danielle.
She can sing, she can act, she does schoolwork on top of all the acting that she does for business. I think she said she was doing. Like the girl is just like a freaking soldier. Like she is just a rock star.
Title top 15 scenes. And then in quotations. Danielle appreciation video.
That's pretty much all it is. Every single one is us just appreciating Danielle.
Literally.
My number 6 is the necklace scene.
Where did you get that?
The one where Malivore Landon shows up and
Yeah. Like he knocks CLEO out, and then
Uh-huh.
and then like you can just see as soon as he puts the necklace up on Hope's face, just like the hope that was in her face. Like it was just like, wait a
Landon.
second.
Like
Yeah,
she didn't
and
say
then-
it. She was like in her mind. You can know she was like,
Yeah.
Landon.
Yeah, you could just kind of see the way her like shoulders like slumped just slightly, like almost like there was like a shake to them.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just so emotional without actually showing or saying anything. And it was just like that whole scene when he when he holds that up is just, yeah, I really love that scene. It was beautiful.
That's on my list too. A little higher up, but no, that's I'm gonna talk about it when I get to it. But that was a good scene. One of my favorites.
Yeah.
My number 6 is my favorite kiss between Hope and Landon in season 3. And it's the pit kiss in 304.
Is this tight enough?
Never. See you on the other side.
Now, I do not have that on my list. I had it on my list and I removed it for something else. But I do love that kiss. I love that kiss too. So just the fact that it's your number, like, I mean, I get it because
It's the what did he oh fuck, what does he say?
is this tight enough?
Oh, is this tight enough? And she's like, never. The tension.
That she like inhales a breath before he kisses her, and they kiss as they're going under.
He goes to kiss her, but she says something, and he kind of like pulls back, and then he goes back in and finally kisses her. I'm like,
the tension in that kiss, and then they literally held the kiss as they were going under
yeah.
into the pit, and it was just like again, can we talk about the aesthetics
The
of
chemistry.
like I just that whole just yeah.
The fucking chemistry between Danielle and Arya is like
Incredible.
thank you for casting him. Thank you for casting her, but mostly I'm just saying thank you for casting him as the lead male because of the chemistry read that you guys also please release the chemistry read. Anyway,
Yeah, chemistry.
but like it's my favorite. It's not my favorite kiss out of them the entire show, but it's probably my third or second favorite kiss of them.
I mean, the 8-hour chemistry read is they don't do that very often, but I mean, Landon was cast as the male lead of the love interest of this show.
Yep.
That was how it was pitched.
Mhm.
Like no one else existed except for Hope and Landon
Mhm.
at that point when, before it was pitched and stuff.
So
like they obviously had to have the chemistry, and the fact that they had that 8-hour chemistry read is just so beautiful because it really shows on screen.
Yeah,
And,
it really is.
I mean, I just think that like the story started with Hope and Landon. And I just love that you can see that even in the 3rd season.
Yeah.
Okay. My number 5. We're at top 5 now.
Yay! Excited.
My number 5.
I'm listening.
Is the too Gimli and the you remembered scene.
Oh.
To Gimli.
You remembered.
Just the way she was just like, she does this little smile and she's like, it's too Gimli. And then he was just like, you remember? And it was just, oh my God, that was the purest scene. It was the cutest, purest scene. And I was just like, oh my God, that is so cute. Like her little laugh and her little like too Gimli response. And it was just like, yeah, it was so cute.
You missed him.
I fawned at that scene. Like I was just like, it was too pure. It was too pure. And I know that was Golem Landon, but I don't care. Anything before Cleo activated Golem Landon was still Landon.
Yeah. Okay. My number 5. This is a very controversial scene among the fandom. But as Handons, not very much because of what it is. And it's the true love kiss. When Hope wakes up after Landon kisses her. What made me love this scene wasn't the kiss itself, it was the hug that happened afterwards. He literally held on to her for dear life. What I think when I think of this scene is that this is the scene that Landon truly realized that Hope was full on in love with him. The kiss woke her up. She wasn't waking up because she thought he was dead.
She couldn't feel him, yeah.
She couldn't feel him.
Which
and
he was, yeah.
And it parallels her saying from 213 where she says, I'm going to open my eyes and he's going to be there.
Yeah.
And she opens her eyes and guess who's there?
He's there.
Landon's there.
Like, my favorite part of that scene is the Landon, you're here, and then for him, the for you always.
I was literally about to say that. It's the Landon, you're here.
Yeah.
And then he grabs the back of her neck and pulls her into a hug.
Yeah.
Come on.
Now that isn't on my list either, even though I love that moment too. I do. I love that moment, but it did not make my list. I feel bad that it didn't, but it didn't.
I just love it. It just shows how much they love each other.
Yeah.
It really does. And I think Landon needed that scene as a verification that Hope doesn't want to live without him.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, I'm finished ranting.
My number 4 is Jedi Hope fighting Lord Marshall.
Modus.
I expected that one.
Okay, I love Jedi Hope, first of all. I loved the Star Wars episode. Jedi Hope or Scavenger Hope. I actually, originally, my scene in this was when the very first scene that we saw her when she was like, I have a bad feeling about this, which is a huge callback to the Star Wars movie because Han Solo actually says that. But then I was just like, no, wait, but because I love Scavenger Hope. But then when Hope is in the throne room and she has the Star Sword and, you know, she's like standing there and she's waiting for him to come down the stairs.
Yeah.
For Lord Marshall to come down the stairs. I actually just ordered that poster of her standing there with the Star Sword. And I was just like, no, actually, you know what? I think I love that scene more. I mean, there's so many scenes that I love in that episode. If I could put the episode, I would, because I actually really like that episode. Like Hope's just whole like snappy quips in the bar, and then Lizzie's thing with like with Ethan, and then the merman, and like all of it, like just like I don't know, I just loved that episode. But anyways, Jedi Hope. The whole scene is anything with Jedi Hope is number 4 for me.
Anything with
anything with Jedi Hope.
I was gonna say anything with Danielle. Anyways.
Yes, anything with Danielle. But I mean, can we talk about the outfits for that episode though? Like everyone's outfit. Like, look at Lizzie's outfit. Like, holy shit, Anne, you fucking outdid yourself. Like,
yeah, you really did, and like you just
and then the hair, like Josie's hair was amazing, like with the way that they did her hair, and the whole set design, and then all of the monsters, and like kudos to all of the background actors as well to do something like, I mean, how often you get to do something like this? Like, this is really fucking cool. And like, I have a huge appreciation for this episode. And I know Brett probably really loved writing this episode, seeing as he's a huge Star Wars fan. But the only downside I have to this episode is that Arya was not in it.
I know. Stop leaving him out of the alternate universes. Gosh. That picture in the Noir episode wasn't enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, Jedi Hope.
It's number 4, right?
Yeah.
We said number 4 already for me. It's when Landon comes back and him and Hope see each other in, well, Malivore Landon in 312.
Necklace scene?
The necklace scene.
Yeah.
It's a necklace for me.
My number 3, we've already said, which is the Hope singing. So
Okay.
Hope singing is number 3 for me.
So I guess we can go straight to my number 3.
Yeah.
My number 3 is Malivore Landon in the cage in the finale.
Fate's a bitch, isn't it?
Okay. First off, that song.
I know, right? Like, what the fuck?
I am obsessed with that song. And it just fit the scene so well.
It gives me chills thinking about it.
Yes. But Arya and Danielle, okay, you know what I love about that scene is that even though Danielle or Hope had walked in with the gang, as like the director or whoever it was, whoever is responsible for like the what is it, the setting of the actors or whatever, or like the placement of the actors, it's having the blocking, I guess that's what it is, right?
The film in me came out.
But like having Danielle or Hope step forward away from the rest of the group so that you could get that cinematic shot of Mal Landon on one side and Hope on another side, and just have that long shot of just the two of them on opposite sides of the bars.
Parallel.
Is parallel, yes. It parallels 101.
Yep, when they're in the werewolf color.
But like, just like the person who designed that whole scene with like the blocking and with all of it, and then gave us that shot, that cinematic shot. Like ever since being friends with you, I can appreciate more of like the film side and stuff, because I kind of get like a little bit from you, like how things are done. And you know, I'm always asking you questions about that stuff too.
Yeah. And
so like, and I can appreciate the beauty in the way that things are filmed and directed and stuff like that.
Like I said, things are filmed for a reason. They're filmed, they are for a reason. So
and Legacies, regardless of what anyone says, has some beautiful beautiful shots and like, just, I mean, they're just breathtaking. I love them. I'm in love with them.
Yeah, my favorite part of that entire scene is Landon's, or Malivore Landon's line, "Fate's a bitch, isn't it?"
The smile.
And then afterwards, what followed afterwards,
it's just beautiful. It's beautiful. Like Arya,
he steps back and he just smiles, and I'm like, then it cuts and it says Legacies. I'm like, well, fuck you guys.
And yet it was beautiful. It was beautiful the way that they shot it. It was beautiful the way it was done. Arya and Danielle again were amazing. I mean, we could just do a whole video of how amazing Danielle and Arya are.
No, it's not on here. I was gonna say I thought it was on here, but it's not.
No, because I think we got that made before that episode. Yeah. But yeah, I agree. Now that's not on my list either, but
That's the one I'm judging you for.
that's the one you're judging me for.
Yeah.
My number 2 scene, which I'm actually shocked you haven't said it either, but maybe you didn't think about it, is in 305, the "Let me go, you first" scene.
Let me go.
You first.
I didn't think of that one.
Okay, first off, I love that whole scene of them in the cabin with the
Yeah.
fireplace. The whole talk, the whole like him counting down is just beautiful. But then her eyes, she's not crying, but she is crying. Like her face again, Danielle.
Why? Stop.
Danielle, seriously.
Stop making us cry.
Okay, Danielle, you're amazing. But like when he grabs her arm and she's like, "What are you doing? Let me go." And he's just like, "You first."
This is when you don't attack us. Give us warning.
That was a direct attack, and I fucking love it. Yeah.
Oh my god, that's such a good scene.
It is an amazing scene.
Arya looked incredible during that scene, first of all. When he was like leaned back or whatever. You're talking about the couch scene, right?
Yeah, on the couch scene. I am in love with Hope's makeup in that scene.
Yeah.
And I even asked Mike, because she had a little bit of green on her eyelids, and because this was the therapy box, it was all a manifestation of Hope's mind, and it made me think that she put the green on her eyelids because it reminded her of Landon's eyes.
And he said what?
And he said, what did he say? He said,
great observation or something, right?
Let me see, because he responded. He didn't have to respond, and he responded, and he said, subconsciously, maybe. Because I said, with the hint of green, was that a small tie-in to Hope loving Landon's green eyes? And he goes, subconsciously, maybe, which to me feels like a yes.
Yes. Aww.
I mean, first off, can we just shout out Mike and the makeup and the hair people this season? Because their hair and their makeup was absolutely stunning this season. Everyone's. It was just like, it was top.
Thank you for just 305, Danielle. That you pleased my eyes. I'm just saying that. You gotta stop me when I say things like that, Robin.
You know what's really funny is I go on Twitter and I literally see a Jedi Hope gif.
Okay. We said my number 2 already. It's Hope and Landon's breakup. And
you placed it a lot higher.
I did, because I really loved that fucking scene, mainly because of the acting. Danielle, I'm literally gonna name this video Danielle appreciation video.
It was supposed to be our top 15, but it ended up being.
I'm just gonna name it Danielle
the whole time.
I'm just gonna name it Danielle. That's what it's gonna be named.
Yeah.
But no, this scene was beautifully scripted. It was beautifully performed, and it was beautifully shot. I think my favorite part, though, of the entire scene is when she goes, "Are you breaking up with me?" And he can't say yes.
Are you breaking up with me?
Yeah.
He wasn't able to say yes.
And the whole, I don't belong here. I don't belong in this school without you.
Yeah. And she goes, and the thing is, she goes, where are you going to go?
Yeah.
Not why are you doing this? She understood. In that moment, she didn't know that it wasn't Landon or it wasn't whatever. She knew in a way why he was doing this. She might have finally come to terms with that. They're not doomed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She was always that person to be like, oh, Landon and I are doomed. I don't know. I just thought the scene was beautifully scripted, and
I definitely think it was too. And like I said, the only reason it was so much lower on my list is because it breaks my heart.
Yeah. See, I love scenes like that, and my number one is the main reason.
I mean, you know, I'm an angst person. I write angst. I love angst. I do. But yeah, there was just other scenes that are more of a comfort for me than the breakup scenes. So, my number one was lower on your list.
Yeah.
I already freaked out about this. I'm pretty sure everyone can guess what my number one is.
I don't think they do.
You know what? I don't even have to say it. I think you could just put in a video of it and they just be like, oh yeah, okay.
There we go. Okay. We haven't said my number one.
No, what's your number one?
The Hope and a Lark dock scene in 305.
He's gone. Never gonna see him again.
I knew that. I did know what your number one was.
Yeah, it's like I said again, Danielle. Just Danielle. The dialogue wasn't what hit me, it was her facial expressions.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, this is the reaction she followed me after. So here I am, bawling my fucking eyes out, and then the next day after I post the reaction, what happens?
She follows you and you're bawling.
She follows me on Twitter, and I'm like, she's trying to make me cry. This is what she's doing. She's trying to make me cry.
No, but like, okay, that whole episode, first of all, was amazing. Like, we weren't okay, I know I wasn't expecting that episode to be as good as it was.
Yeah.
But that episode was so strong and so powerful. And like, I loved the part obviously in the therapy box, and you loved the part afterwards. And Danielle, seriously, Danielle,
why? How?
I don't even like, you're just incredible. Like, I don't Danielle.
All right. But yeah, it was so funny because I used screenshots from that scene of me crying as a reaction to when she followed me.
Yeah. She just,
of course, she chooses the episode. I have a breakdown over her.
She just steps into this role
so
and
beautiful,
delivers like 110%. Like, she just, and like that scene, you could tell that she was broken. And that scene, another scene, this is not part of my honorable mentions, I'm just going to mention it anyways, is in 304, or the beginning of 305, when she's walking back and she's crying because she's walking back from the crypt. And she like takes a breath and steadies herself, and it's just like, it's so heartbreaking, because it's like, how many times has Hope had to do that?
What I was saying too is my favorite part of the entire scene, of the scene that my number one, it hurts me speaking about it, is when she says, I'm never gonna see him again.
Yeah.
Come on.
And like, I can't believe this is happening to me again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's gone.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, yeah. I mean, again, Danielle appreciation, because honestly.
Queen, you're amazing. Anyways, okay.
Okay, so we have 2 honorable mentions each.
I think you said one of my honorable mentions.
Did I? Because no one said my honorable mentions yet.
You said one of them. It was a Landon and Hope scene that I didn't put in here.
Oh.
But I have one.
Okay. Well, I got 2. So I got, now I know you said young Hope and Hope when they first meet, but I like the one where they talk about the hollow, where Hope is that your honorable mention?
No, I was just talking about that. I knew that you were talking about that.
That's not how the story ends. Feeding the hollow doesn't bring your family back.
No, you're wrong.
I wish.
The one where she was telling her that defeating the Hollow wasn't going to bring her family back. And I just like that scene was just, it was so beautiful between Summer and Danielle.
Yeah.
And like Summer's breakdown, and then Danielle's like just pain bleeding through, even though she wasn't trying to let it, because she was trying to be strong for young Hope. And it was just like, it was such a beautiful scene. Like I loved that scene.
Yeah, that was a good one. Oh, you want me to do mine?
Yeah.
Mine is, I love Finch so much. Like I don't know why. I just love her character. It's Finch and Josie's talk when they're on the moped, near the moped.
Have we met? You remind me of this girl I was supposed to study with over lunch. Who should have just told me she wasn't interested.
But I am interested.
Oh, yeah.
That's such a good scene. And I feel like that's the scene I thought they were going to kiss, because there was behind the scenes that looked like
they were so good. And yeah.
And where she turns away and Josie goes to walk away, and then Finch stops her and she puts the helmet on her.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, that's so cute.
The choreography of that scene, and like, again, like shout out to the crew, because like it was just so well done.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, you're gonna laugh.
Oh god.
This is probably a really good honorable mention scene to end on, because it was so stupid, but it was so it was so comforting and stupid at the same time, that it was like, I don't understand how this scene is so comforting. Can you guess what it is?
Wait, let me try and guess. Wait, so it's comforting, but it's funny?
It's funny, it's dumb. I can't believe how much I actually enjoyed this scene, but I would watch this scene again and again because it is so stupidly comforting.
Does it have to do with Hope or Landon?
Hope. Hope is in the scene, Landon is not.
Is it from 307?
No.
No? Fuck.
You're gonna kick yourself. You're gonna be like, holy fuck, why did I not think of this?
No, wait. I don't know. Fuck, what is it?
It is the panda scene.
Oh my god!
In here, because I thought I was messed up. But look at me. Look at my fur. I am a badass panda.
Which one? Wait, which one?
At the end of 314, the
where they're like high?
Yeah, when I get high. And like Danielle's like looking at her hands, and Lizzie is just like, we are badass pandas. Like that whole fucking scene.
I am beating myself up. Oh my god, that was so. And the funny thing is, what did I put in the group chat before that episode aired?
You said that there were gonna be pandas.
I said they're gonna put the fucking girls in panda suits.
Yeah. And I was just like, I cannot believe, like, I don't even know what that scene was, but it was so fucking comforting and so funny. Yeah. And I loved that scene. I loved especially Hope and Lizzie in that scene, because they were so funny. Like, Hope's looking at her hands, and Lizzie's all like, we're badass pandas. And then
you try not to laugh.
Josie's just like, it's pandemonium. And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? Why do I like the scene so much?
Oh, that's a good one to end on. That was a really good
this video on the scene of it just be like, and then I got high.